Namaste. Here I am with a new video relating to income from other sources, and in this video we are going to discuss comprehensive problems relating to the income from other sources. Means long problems how they will ask with the all the provisions relating to income from other sources that we are going to discuss in this video. So before that, I would like to explain you provisions relating to gift, which was already explained in previous video, but in table format it was there. But here I have made one chart so that you can easily understand the concept of gift. So in 2 minutes we will finish of this and we will go for the problem. Okay, here we are having gift received. Gift may be received in cash or kind. Okay, two types. If it is of cash, in aggregate, if rupees 50,000, okay, or rupees exceeding 50,000 is taxable. 50,000 से 1 रुपये भी ज़्यादा है तो taxable है cash gift. Here cash includes check, drafts, ECS and any other mode of electronic nature like Paytm, e-wallets, Amazon Pay, Google Pay, Phone Pay, like that. So if you receive any gift other than from relative and other than on the occasion of marriage, some specific exclusions are there for the gift. Those, if those are not, in such case that gift, cash gift exceeding 50,000, entire amount is taxable, not excess amount. Entire amount is taxable here. Okay, next one is kind gift. In kind we are having one movable, another one immovable. Immovable means which cannot be moved from one place to another place. In case of movable, again with consideration or without consideration we need to see. If it is with consideration, without consideration, that means you are not paying anything in return. Anything in return. Okay, suppose you have received a mobile phone, laptop, uh, like this movable assets, AC, refrigerator, like this, on birthday or any other occasion, then fair market value of the assets received or gifts received exceeding 50,000 in aggregate means friend 1, friend 2, friend 3 सबका मिला के देखना है यहाँ पे. We need to add all the gifts received during that year, and if that exceeds above 50,000 then it is taxable. Here aggregate we need to see. If consideration is paid, with consideration, suppose you are taking some gifts and you are paying them some money. Okay, suppose gift worth, you have got laptop gift worth 60,000 and in return you paid 10,000 to them. Remaining amount of fair market value is 50,000. Is it exceeding 50,000 fair market value minus consideration? Is it exceeding? No. If it is not exceeding, it is not taxable. If you have got another gift of say uh, Rolex watch, Rolex watch आपको मिला, Rolex watch you have received, that is worth say 20,000 and in return you have paid 5,000 to that person. वो वॉच दिए उसको, आपने 5,000 पे करे, तो फेयर मार्केट वैल्यू माइनस कंसिडरेशन पेड 15,000. दिस इज 50,000, दिस इज 15,000, दोनों ऐड करो. एग्रीगेट मीन्स दैट इट सेल्फ. वी नीड टू ऐड बोथ. We need to add both and see how much it is. 50 plus 15, 65,000. Now you tell me, is this 65,000 exceeding 50,000? Yes. Fair market value minus consideration exceeding 50,000 is entire amount of difference is taxable. Difference exceeding fair market value minus consideration 50,000, then entire amount of difference, that is 65,000 here, is taxable. This is about movable. Let us see now about immovable property. In case of immovable property, in case of immovable property, without consideration, if you have received without consideration, stamp duty value we will consider for immovable properties. Stamp duty value exceeding 50,000 is taxable. If you are receiving consideration, suppose you are paying consideration while taking the gift. कल एग्जाम्पल में मैंने बोला फ्लैट वर्थ 10 lakhs मिला था, and you have paid for this 10 lakhs worth, you have paid 9 lakhs as consideration. तो 1 lakh, तो 1 lakh is the difference between स्टैम्प ड्यूटी वैल्यू एंड कंसिडरेशन. बट इससे पहले आपको एक पॉइंट चेक करना पड़ता, इज स्टैम्प ड्यूटी वैल्यू exceeding 105% of sale value of consideration. Sale value of consideration. What is your sale value? कंसिडरेशन आपने कितना पे करे, कंसिडरेशन कितना पे करे, 9 lakhs. Okay, 9 lakhs into 105% you do, it will be 9,45,000. How much it is? 9,45,000. How much it is? 9,45,000. So now you see 9,45,000, is it exceeding this 9,45,000? 105%, 45,000. yesterday यही पे मैंने छोटा सी एरर करे, आज नहीं करने वाला हूँ. सो टोटल 10 lakh स्टैम्प ड्यूटी वैल्यू इज एक्सीडिंग 105% of sale consideration. In this case, stamp duty value minus consideration, not 105%. Stamp duty value minus consideration. What is stamp duty value? Stamp duty value is 10 lakhs. आपने consideration कितना पे करे, 9 lakhs. Difference amount is 1 lakh. Difference amount is 1 lakh. Is this 1 lakh exceeding 50,000? Yes. Then entire 1 lakh is taxable. By mistake in yesterday example I wrote 10 lakhs minus 9,45,000. But we should not take 9,45,000. We should take, for comparison purpose, we need to take 9,45,000. For the purpose of calculating the amount of gift, आपको गिफ्ट कितना मिला, एक्सेस अमाउंट कितना मिला, वही आपका गिफ्ट है. सो फ्रॉम 10 lakhs we need to deduct consideration paid 9 lakhs. So stamp duty value minus consideration exceeding 50,000 is taxable. If it is not exceeding, we should not take. So 1 lakh here, so 1 lakh is more than 50,000, then it is entirely taxable. This is about gift. And here one chart is there relating to relative term, who will be called as relative. कल मैंने एक एग्जाम्पल के लिए आपको बताया था रिलेटिव कैसे बोलते हैं. ये असेसी, स्पाउस ऑफ असेसी. तो ये यहाँ पे पूरा आपको चार्ट है रिलेटिव से रिलेटेड इन द नोट्स. सो गो थ्रू दैट because already I have explained the concept yesterday, except one point here was not proper, so I have explained it again. So go through it once again. That's it. Let us go to the problems now. So here are some problems relating to part 2 of IFOS, that is comprehensive provisions, not only interest on securities, other part. In IFOS format, first part you will be having interest on securities. First one is interest on securities. Second, other incomes. Other incomes which come under income from other sources, like dividend received from foreign companies, or uh, higher charges of plant and machinery, income from subletting, okay, directors fees received, royalty received, like this. Other provisions, other incomes details will come in part 2. So we are going to discuss some problems relating to this. And first I'll tell you some, these three questions are there now. Put a star mark and do it before going to the exam. There may be chance of asking this as a short question, 5 marks in this exam. You may get this as a short question for 5 marks, sure shot. Please let us see these problems once. Sri Neela died on 3rd September. Okay, this is 1994. May assume current assessment year. During the previous year relevant to the current assessment year, her widow is received. अच्छा, उन्होंने तब मर गए लेकिन family pension she has received 4,000 per month and dearness relief 600 per month. Compute her income for current assessment year. Neela, Sri Neela died and her widow is receiving his widow is receiving family pension, they are saying. Okay, his widow is receiving family pension, they are saying. How much? 4,000 pension plus 600 DA. Total 4,600 we need to consider in this question. Okay, 4,600 into 12 we need to do. It will be 4 into 12, 48,000. 4 into 12, 48,000, and 6 into 12, 7,200. Total 55,200 she is receiving as pension. But pension se related one concept is there. You will get deduction under section 57, least of following. A, one third of pension. B, rupees 15,000, whichever is less that will be allowed as deduction under section 57. 2A, subsection 2A. Okay, this is what we are having. So which one will be less? 50,000, 55,000 into one third will be more than the 15,000. So here out of pension received 55,200, 15,000 will be exempted or allowed as deduction. Remaining 40,200 is her income for current assessment year. This is what we need to do. Okay, this is about question number 7 answer. I'll show the answers in detail, don't worry. Next is Sri Vijay, captain in Indian Air Forces, was killed during Kargil war. Okay, he is a captain in Indian Air Force. Air Force में आर्म फोर्सेस और डिफेंस फोर्सेस में जो भी लोग काम कर रहे, इफ दे डाई इन ऑपरेशनल ड्यूटीज, प्लीज रिमेंबर, if they die in operational duties or in emergency services or during the war, then whatever family pension received by their legal heirs is fully exempt under section 10 subsection 19. In this case she is receiving 10,000 as, see, his wife is receiving 10,000 per month as family pension. Determine her tax liability. ऐसा tax liability बोल के आपको घुमा फिराएगा, लेकिन टैक्स लाइबिलिटी यहाँ पे आता नहीं, क्योंकि विजय हैज़ डाइड इन कारगिल वार। विजय दिवस मनाते अपन, कारगिल वार में उन्होंने मर गए, तो उनको सिंस हियर वी नीड टू राइट सिंस he has Vijay has died in Kargil war. Okay, in such situation, pension received by legal heirs will be exempt under section 10 subsection 19, so nothing is taxable. Next, one more question is there, ninth one. Let us see the ninth one. Mr. Surjit was working in Navy, Air Force, Navy, Army, all are defense forces. He died while in service. while in service बोले तो उन्होंने सर्विस में है तभी मर गया. His wife स्वरूप सिंह received family pension ₹20,000 per month. Determine her taxable income. यहाँ पे देखो, सर्विस में रहना बोले तो अभी उन्होंने सर्व कर रहा है देश के लिए, लेकिन he was not died in operational duties, or he does not got any gallantry award like Paramvira Chakra, Mahavira Chakra, Veera Chakra. Okay, so in this case he was not died in any war, just he was in service and died. Or any emergency services like earthquake or natural calamities like tsunami. Okay, in this case this amount is taxable income in the hands of Swarupa Singh, but she can get deduction under section 15 of 1/3 or 15,000, whichever is less. Let us see answer relating to it. So here we are having question number 9. Income from other sources of Surjit, Mrs. Surjit, not Miss. Sorry, we should not write Surjit. Here we should write Srimati Swarupa Singh. Swarupa is there, na? Her name. For her we are calculating tax, not for Surjit. Particulars rupees. Pension received 20,000 into 12, 2,40,000. Exemption नहीं, deduction है. We need to write it as deduction under section 57. Deduction under section 57. It is deduction under section 57. 1/3, whichever is less, 1/3 of pension received, that is, my god, what you wrote, 2,40,000, 10 is missing here. 2,40,000 into 1/3 will be 80,000. 110 she has missed. 80,000 or 15,000, which one is less? But here she has taken correct 15,000. So total taxable income from other sources 2,25,000. That is the answer. This is how we need to present the answer. For the purpose of question number 8, according to section 10(19), pension received by family members of deceased member of Air Defense Services is fully exempt from tax. He died in war or any operational duties if he died or emergency situation. That's it. This is how we need to write. Next point, question number 7 से related computation of income from other sources of widow of नीला. उनका नाम नहीं दिए, मिस्टर नीला नहीं, बस यहाँ पे भी यही आप गलती करते, विडो ऑफ नीला, हर नेम इज नॉट मेंशन। यहाँ पे जो लोग मर गए उनका इनकम नहीं निकाल रहे, वी आर गेटिंग द इनकम फॉर द legal heirs. So pension received is 4000 plus 600, okay, into 12, 4600 into 12, I said no, 55200। एग्जेम्पशन नहीं, डिडक्शन लिखना है, डिडक्शन अंडर सेक्शन 57। वन थर्ड ऑफ पेंशन रिसीव्ड 55200 into 1 by 3, 18400 or 15000, which one is less? 15000 is less, that will be allowed। and income from other sources 40200। this is how we need to do। so धनाधन 3 क्वेश्चन हो गए। ये शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन है भाई, शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन है ये यहाँ तक। this may be asked in the exam, please keep it in your mind। so let us see the question number 6। I am going because we are doing the revision, so I am doing from back side। we did 9, 8, 7, now this is 6th one। following are the admitted by Usha Tiwari। compute income from other sources। family pension received from government of MP। see family pension is received, family pension वही आएगा what, डिडक्शन अंडर सेक्शन 57 कितना, वन थर्ड ऑफ 84,000 और 15,000 डिडक्शन मिलेगा, ये अमाउंट टैक्सेबल होगा। कैश वर्थ 4 लाख वॉज फाउंड इन प्रीवियस ईयर इन हर बैंक लॉकर, द सोर्सेस ऑफ विच इज डाउटफुल। सोर्स कहाँ से आपको 4 लाख रुपए आया है बोले तो नहीं बोल रहे, दिस इज कॉल्ड अनडिस्क्लोज्ड सोर्स ऑफ इनकम। कल मैंने बताया था अनडिस्क्लोज्ड source of income is also taxable under the head income from other sources। part-time director fees from a company, this is taxable as income from other source। interest credited in bank account, she is individual, Usha Tiwari is an individual and she is receiving, her age is not mentioned, so about 10,000 rupees, about 10,000 rupees is interest from bank, from savings bank account you assume are okay, about 10,000 rupees it is interest credited in bank account। they are saying about 10,000 है तो taxable है, but 72,000 they didn't said it is savings bank, so you don't consider of this 10,000 limit also। 72,000 into 100 by 90 तो आपको आएगा sum of rupees 80,000, that is income from other sources part 2। here he is giving important thing, interest on securities received, interest on securities received comes under part 1, it comes under part 1। now interest received, is there any interest rate given? No, interest rate is not given, interest amount is given। when interest amount is given, what we will check, we will check first, is it government? if it is government, interest received is gross interest। if it is non-government, in such case whether it is tax free or less tax, whether it is tax free or less tax, we need to do one step, if amount exceeding 5,000, amount exceeding 5,000 we need to do one step, that is net interest into 100 by 90 we need to take for others। so in this case first one 63,000 tax free government securities, this whatever interest received government, they said na gross interest। next 63,000 tax free commercial listed securities, tax free commercial 100 by 90 you need to take 100 by 90. Next 63,000 tax free commercial unlisted, whether listed or unlisted, only one thing, net interest into 100 by 90. So 100 by 90, because when interest amount is given, if it is not government, then do one step, that is second step, net interest into 100 by 90. Next one, 63,000 less tax government securities. Oh my god, they are saying less tax government. अच्छा government है तो whatever 63,000 is there, that is only your gross interest, no need to gross up. Next point is given in the next page. Let us go to the next page here. 63,000 less tax commercial listed. Again, is it government? No. If it is not government, do one step, 100 by 90. Next, 63,000 less tax commercial unlisted securities, same 100 by 90. For this, collection charges are there. These will be allowed as deduction under section 57 में deduction मिलेगा. Fees received from lectures in lecture seminar is income from other sources. So the if anyone understood what I have explained till here, pause your video here and solve the problem. Compare your answer with the video later on. One more point I want to tell you all here is that here interest credited bank, okay, they didn't say it is savings bank or it is FD, okay. Even if it is savings bank, if you assume it is more than 10,000, if it is more than 10,000, whatever interest received into 100 by 90 we need to do. So 100 by 90, if you do, you will get 80,000, and this bank charges will not be allowed. Interest on savings say related bank charges will be allowed, but interest relating to other interest, bank interest related, any collection charges are there, those will not be, bank charges will not be allowed as deduct, because these bank charges are regular charges not related to interest part. So okay, bank charges 500 will not be allowed as deduction, okay. So let us see the answer relating to this. So here we are having the answer for the question number 6. Computation of income from other sources of Usha, not we. You should write you. Usha Tiwari for the assessment year 2020. Part 1, interest on securities. We will take interest received on tax-free government securities. Whatever interest received is gross interest. Interest received on tax-free commercial securities, 63,000 into 100 by 90, 70,000. Interest received on tax-free commercial unlisted, 63,000 into 100 by 90, 70,000. Interest received on less tax government securities, 63,000, because these are government. In case of government, no need to do any grossing up. Whatever interest received is gross interest. Okay, Baba. Let us see the remaining part of the answer. So here we are having interest received on less tax commercial securities, 63 into 100 by 90, 70,000. Interest received on less tax commercial unlisted securities, 63 into 100 by 90, 70,000. Total interest on securities till here, part 1 answer 4,06,000, 4,06,000, 70, 70, 70, 70, okay, plus 63, 63. Total 4,06,000 it will be. 63 plus 63, 1,26,000, and 7 4s are 28, 2,80,000 plus 1,26,000 comes around 4,06,000. Next, फैमिली पेंशन रिसीव्ड, एग्जाम्शन नहीं मैडम, डिडक्शन बोलो. So family pension received 84,000. Directly you can write it in outer column, and this 15,000 you take in the deductions part, or else you can write here also, no problem. If you take here also, no problem. Whichever is less, one third of the pension, that is 28,000 or 15,000, whichever is less. So here 15,000 is less, outer column 69,000. Like this you can do, or you take directly this amount 84,000 outer column, 15,000 you will consider in deductions part. Here you can consider deduction for family pension deduction you can consider here also, no problem. You can do either way. Better you take here. Okay, next point, cash found in bank locker, undisclosed source of income 4 lakhs, directors fees 80,000, interest on bank account 74,000 into 100 by 90, 80,000, fee received from seminars 36,000, gross income from other sources 1 lakh 7,000, sorry 10 lakh 71,000, deduction under section 57, collection charges 450, taxable income from other sources 10 lakh 70,550. Here ends the answer. But don't forget to write this note. Interest on securities gross up. Okay, gross interest calculation, when interest amount is given in case of government securities, whether tax free or less tax, no need to gross up. Since interest received is gross interest, this point we need to write. ओके, ये पॉइंट्स लिखे तो ही आपको ओ मिलेगा, नहीं तो यू विल गेट मार्क्स एस ए. वेयर एज इनकम फ्रॉम कमर्शियल सिक्योरिटीज tax free, less tax, whether listed or unlisted, gross interest will be calculated. Gross interest is equals to net interest into 120. That is what we did in the example. In case of interest received from bank, if interest amount exceeds 10,000, then TDS will be deducted at the rate 10%. So gross interest is equals to net interest into 100 by 90. Undisclosed source of income is, or unexplained money with the assessee is considered as income from other sources and is taxable at the rate 60% plus surcharge 25% plus HEC. अगर ये पॉइंट भी आप लिखते हो ना, सुपर से डुपर हो, एग्जाम में याद रखना, किसी को भी नहीं पता है, आप लोगों को पता है. राइट, दैट्स इट. टिल हियर we have completed question number 6 also. So remaining we will do in the other video. Hope I'll try to finish it in 2 videos. All the income from other sources problem we will cover. That's it. Please do watch the videos, as it is revision purpose we are doing, so it will be useful for you all. And सीखना बंद तो जीतना बंद, सीखते रहो जीतने के लिए. जय हिंद.